It's week 4 of the NFL, and we'll see Tony Pollard. He really helped drive them a week ago with a 3-touchdown game. It's the Cowboys and the Broncos, and it's all up next.
We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Stroud looks to throw on the first play. He finds his man, Pollard. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down. When you look at this Bronco defense, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Stroud on 3rd down now. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A first carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Howard. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Play action. Here's Stroud. Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down. The Cowboys at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. And Stroud now to throw. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Pollard going to try the right side. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard. Stroud sets up the play action. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive.
And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Tony Pollard, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys are on the board first here this afternoon. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. You look at this Cowboy defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy. Okay, we're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard. Stroud. That's dumped off to Pollard. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. That's to Schoonmaker, the tight end. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Ready.
Play action. Stroud now. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Ferguson. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jake Ferguson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys go up by 2 touchdowns.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Aubrey now for the PAT. it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So the Broncos coming out now. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
And he's going to have the Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to try and do this himself. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think his big boys up front, that offensive line, they've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
He's going to keep this again. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Tony Pollard and his Dallas teammates ready again on offense. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there's no space available, and incompletion as a result.
2nd and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Trying to run forward with Pollard. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. they find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That's good for 28 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50.
Touchdown! Michael Gallup, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yes.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, they're locked into a groove. They're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
Aubrey now for the point after. And it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And Denver getting set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Howard. Pass complete to Judy on the out route. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Howard. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Here's Howard on 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Howard now to throw on 2nd down. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now the Cowboys are going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Come on.
On the bootleg, Stroud. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. 48 yards. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
McManus's point after is good, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Now they can't bring him down, and he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Tony Pollard and his Dallas teammates ready again on offense. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Finding space at the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
On second down, it's Stroud. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see him drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the visiting side who have the lead in that one. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Sam Howell. From there, we head east to Minnesota to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Packers. Justin Jefferson, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get over to Inglewood, see what's happening with the Chargers at home at SoFi Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. 2 touchdowns in that ball game for DeAndre Swift. It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive. But get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Howard looking to throw on second down.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Christian Harris with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. He'll take it at the 42. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Pollard will take it up the gut.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
Stroud now on 2nd down. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And Lamb going to have a Cowboys 1st down as he'll get this down inside the 35.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Man open, here is Jones. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
It'll be a gain of 5. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. The throwing again is Stroud.
And that is incomplete.
Plain and simple. That's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. Denver's offense ready to go again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Forced out to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 8.
Back to throw. Howard. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now here come the Cowboys.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Go, Reed, go!
Stroud to throw it.
Steps away to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on a flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And they'll get this just to the 47th, 1-yard gain. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
Now throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. A solid stiff arm. A huge play there for Denver. 59 yards.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the 4th is not going to be an easy task. But that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
Looking to throw. Howard. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Javonte Williams.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point from McManus is good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or 2 if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
60 Bobcats, come 19, come 19.
The 2nd down throw now from Stroud.
Steps away. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a give here to Pollard. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And they're going to speed things up here. Now Howard on 1st down. Throw right side, complete to Williams. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
To throw is Howard. To throw on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Let's go do this thing, baby. Let's go. Yeah, go right. Hold it ready. Go.
Back to throw again.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He completes this to Sutton. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 32-yard line. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
And this one complete again to Mims. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Here's Howard looking to throw on 2nd down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Let's go now. Hey, check that.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Here we go, Scott.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
On second down, it's Pollard. There he goes left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
169 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And out of bounds right around the 20. A good first down call as the screen play gets them 9.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get 1 key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
What's the deal, y'all? We got to be big time now. Let's go now. Let's go.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
19 Tigers, 19 Tigers, 19 Lions, Warriors, 17, go check, go check. Go.
Stroud looking to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll change things up.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Able to find Judy.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Looking to throw on second down. Howard, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Following the fumble recovery, Stroud buying time.
Stroud is hit and the ball is loose.
It's picked up by the Broncos.
Well, that's one of those those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
No, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope you could have. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Rasul Douglas picks it, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
So a fourth-quarter pick-6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick-6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And that one makes this a 19-point game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Howard now, throwing on first down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Howard.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. He talked about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for the Cowboys, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.